Live from KSAT 12, the 6 o'clock news starts right now.
The first COVID-19 vaccine getting full approval today from the FDA. Will that be enough to convince some of the people who've so far decided not to get the shot? That's certainly what local health officials are hoping for. Our Garrett Berger joins us now. So Garrett, we're watching to see how this could impact local vaccination rates.
Now, there's obviously nothing to do but wait and see how this plays out, but local officials have made it clear that they're hoping this will reduce vaccine hesitancy. Now, since early July, new vaccination numbers have been trending upwards in the face of this latest surge of COVID-19, but they're still far short of what we saw earlier in the vaccine rollouts. Now, one infectious disease specialist from UT Health San Antonio, whom we spoke with, said the approval could build confidence for any of the people who had considered the vaccine, quote, experimental.
So we have extensive experience with this vaccine. This approval means that there's been very rigorous review of the side effects for more than 6 months now. So I think this should boost confidence in the vaccine.
Local officials trying to play that up as well. Metro Health's director said in a statement today that residents can, quote, feel confident in the FDA's rigorous approval process. While Mayor Ron Nirenberg tweeted out, if that's what you were waiting for, your wait is officially over. Now, additionally, the vaccine's approval has triggered vaccine requirements for military members from the Pentagon. And it also means that San Antonio ISD's not mask mandate, but vaccine mandate for staff appears on firmer legal footing. It had been sued by Attorney General Ken Paxton, but now it seems like that mandate is all set to go ahead. Reporting live, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thanks, Garrett. And with this Pfizer approval, it's the last piece to fall into place for vaccine mandates for many organizations. Ursula Perry explains why this changes the game for institutions like University Hospital that have been waiting for the full go-ahead.
No more emergency use. The number one reason many hesitated, no longer on the table. You may now see organizations that hesitated too, now implementing vaccine mandates upon their staff and maybe even their clients.
I do think certainly in our area there are several other organizations that will now consider making it mandatory simply because that was a particular concern. And I think that's a good thing to help us sort of close the gap.
University Hospital is on the front lines of why it's so crucial. While caring for the COVID sick, it could not mandate vaccination among its staff because it is a state-funded organization. Now there may be some wiggle room to implement a new standard.
We are actively looking at as a possibility. There are certain limitations through Governor Abbott's executive order that we believe were real predicated on the emergency use authorization that may allow us, even as a state-sponsored institution, to be able to do so.
Other hospital systems have done so, including Baptist Health System. As well, this could also cue up city and county government, setting the bar higher on their staffs as well.
Currently, 93% of all of the patients hospitalized at University Hospital with COVID are unvaccinated, and they have the most severe form of the disease. Another stat from Dr. Alsip, everyone who has died of COVID-19 since June was unvaccinated as well. Now that the Pfizer vaccination has been fully approved by the FDA, you can now expect a new brand name to emerge, another benefit of leaving behind emergency use authorization. Ursula Perry, KSAT 12 News.
New at 6, San Antonio police have the victim and the suspect in a shooting following an argument on the northeast side. Now they're trying to figure out why things got so heated. That shooting happened around 9:30 this morning in the parking lot of an apartment complex in the 7000 block of FM 78. When officers got there, they found a 60-year-old victim wounded. They also found the suspect, who was taken into custody. No indication what that argument was about, and no word yet on any charges. Meantime, this man under arrest after police say he overstayed his welcome. According to the arrest report in this case, John Zavala had been staying at a friend's apartment for several months. Last week, he was told it was time for him to go. That led to an argument, then officers say to a shot being fired. The woman who kicked him out was not hurt. Zavala was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Speed likely played a big part in a deadly overnight accident just west of downtown. That's according to San Antonio police. They found a car that hit a building with a badly injured woman behind the wheel on South Laredo Street near South Brazos. As Katrina Weber reports, that woman died despite the efforts of first responders to try to save her.
They worked feverishly, but their efforts were futile. Even before paramedics tried life-saving techniques on a driver, they knew the chances of survival were slim. San Antonio police say the woman, who was in her late 20s, had no pulse when rescuers reached her after cutting through the window of her car to free her. They all answered a call about a crash shortly before 3 a.m. Then they found her sedan smashed up against the loading dock of Mission City Containers in the 1800 block of South Laredo. Investigators spent more than an hour trying to piece together what happened. You can tell from the markings that investigators made on the ground that the car originally was in these westbound lanes. For some reason, it crossed the road before slamming into the loading dock. Initially, officers at the scene said they weren't sure what caused the driver to lose control. A later report said investigators believe she was speeding. Family members who stopped by the scene told us off camera that the woman was on her way home from another relative's house at the time. They believe she may have fallen asleep at the wheel. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
It would be a record for San Antonio, a proposed $3.1 billion city budget. Before the city council votes on that final approval, that budget is getting some tweaks. Max Massey spoke to the city manager about how that money would be used.
Infrastructure is the big thing. There's a lot of potholes.
We walked around downtown San Antonio talking to residents about what matters to them in the proposed budget.
Mental health being assessed for the unsheltered. You know, I work down here with a lot of unsheltered population, and mental health is a big crisis.
Mental health here in San Antonio is a big part of this proposed budget. And going along those lines, another big part is responses to emergency situations.
One area that we're going to do something a little bit differently is in the mental health calls, and where we'll have a team of a police officer, a paramedic, and a clinician respond to those mental health type calls, because it's not just a police issue. And we want to be able to solve those on a long-term basis.
City Manager Eric Walsh spoke with us, and he explained the reasoning behind the changes to these calls.
So we spent time this year, 27 meetings with the community, meeting with the officers, and trying to identify what calls for service do we not need to have a police officer go to? Barking dogs, loud music, fireworks, and have other city departments respond to them.
This budget was formed during the pandemic, so obviously healthcare plays a big role.
A renewed investment in public health, right? And I think that to a certain degree, public health departments in this country are going to be a little bit like fire departments after 9/11. We're doing the same thing.
But it's not just the current city that the budget plans for. Our population is growing fast.
It's a great place to raise a family.
To address the increase in families, there are already talks about a future 2022 bond for infrastructure. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
New at 6, it is being called a complete overhaul of the criminal justice system here in Bexar County. The Managed Assigned Counsel, or MAC, system goes into effect this fall. The aim is to reduce taxpayer costs while providing a more transparent way of indigent defense and how it's conducted. Erica Hernandez explains how the MAC system will work.
80% of people that get arrested in Bexar County are indigent, which means 8 out of 10 people get a court-appointed attorney. That in turn costs the county about $15 million a year for indigent defense. That is why the MAC system was presented by Administrative Judge Ron Rahel as a solution.
Currently, we don't have any metrics to see where the money goes. We don't have an understanding as to how to improve the system.
The MAC system was approved by Commissioner's Court in early June and will receive 80% of its funding from the Texas Indigent Defense Commission. The system, which will be made up of an independent department of executive board members and staff, will do many things like track the amount of cases court-appointed attorneys have assigned, provide more resources to those in need, take the appointment of court-appointed attorneys out of judges' hands, and make sure those court-appointed attorneys are doing a good job.
Attorneys are going to be supervised and looked over by a managed assigned counsel program that is outside of the judge's hands, that is going to ensure that fairness exists across the board as it relates to representation.
While other MAC systems do exist in other counties, this is the first one that is a complete overhaul on felony, misdemeanor, and juvenile cases.
The system, it's been referred to as a once-in-a-lifetime change in the criminal justice system. It is a reform. It's going to make criminal justice more accountable to the people.
The MAX system will officially launch on October 1st of this year. For more on this story, just head to our website, KSAT.com. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a look at traffic around town right now. This is the camera here located at I-35 at Main downtown. You can see the upper and the lower levels there. No real problems to make you aware of. We've taken a look around town and don't see too many tie-ups in any real direction. So smooth sailing for those headed home or out and about. For college students, tuition payments are coming due as the new semester gets underway. And for people hurt financially by the pandemic, that's a challenge. But the pandemic also served as a sort of catalyst for some new rules, some relief and changes. For instance, many private schools have aggressively offered more scholarships and grants as a way to retain students. And Congress has given colleges a $36 billion pot of money to distribute in emergency financial grants to students impacted by the pandemic.
This aid will help keep people in school who are struggling financially and prevent them from going deeper into debt. The exact criteria for eligibility will vary by school, so you should check with the financial aid office at your school to see how it works.
As for student loans, the pause on payments there has been extended to the end of January. Take a look outside with live cam this afternoon. 95 degrees out there. This is the part of summer we knew was coming at some point. Adam Caskey.
Yeah, the dog days of summer. It's a lot of the same day after day. Temperatures well into the 90s. We have yet to hit 100. Today our high was 96, and right now we're at 95 degrees. Of course, with the humidity, it feels a little warmer. Feels like it's 98. You look at the actual air temperatures, and fairly average for this time of year. New Braunfels 95, 92 Bandera, Devine 98, Hondo 95. You get the idea. Most of us in the mid 90s, some lower 90s in the hill country. Mostly clear this evening. We have a few isolated showers eastern Lavaca County. They're going to be short-lived. Otherwise clear, southeasterly wind at 5 to 10, and temperatures gradually falling through the 80s. Rain chances return soon. We'll talk about that and an update on the tropics coming right up. We'll see you in a bit.
Let's take a look outside with Sky 12 this evening, flying high above San Antonio. View of downtown there. We got some clouds out there, beautiful sunshine, a pretty picture. We're going to talk about this heat in a second. But Adam Caskey, I just want to say how glad I am that you are back and you are feeling well.
Yes, thank you. A lot of people thought I was off fishing, which would have been a great assumption. But no. I wish I was, but no. I'm fully vaccinated, but I came down with the COVID-19 and had that positive test. Luckily, I had the symptoms and stuff, had a low fever, felt fatigue, lost taste and smell for about a week. But at no point did I feel like I actually needed to go to the doctor, which was nice. And I think the vaccine really helped me out with that. But still, just had to get through it. It knocked me down for a little bit. But now we are back and feeling good. I'm glad. All my Caskey family text updates. Yes, every day. Thank you for checking in. Yeah, thank you for checking in. Oh, wife, yes, she tested positive. We're all good now. Kids are all okay. I'm so thankful. And I was looking at the forecast thinking, the day I come back might be the day we actually hit 100 for Myra. She wouldn't be welcoming me back. Nope. That wouldn't, I would have been happy to see you. Yes. We know it's going to happen, right? Exactly. Well, today... I like holding that record. Yeah, we weren't there. 96 for the high temperature, and that's just 1 degree above average. We did make it to 101 in Del Rio. Cotulla topped out at 98 along with Pleasanton, and lower 90s in the hill country. So actually pretty close to average for this time of year. Take a look at the state. We'll start with the heat, the humidity, and then we'll jump into our rain chances and what we're watching down in the tropics, and we'll get into all those details in a moment. But you look across the entire Lone Star State and very few triple-digit readings. Most of us just in the 90s. 100 Laredo, 100 Del Rio at this hour, but 95 Gonzales and New Braunfels. Same with Hondo, 92 in Kerrville. So pretty average temperatures, seasonable conditions out there. And of course, we have the dew points well into the 60s to even lower 70s. So we're feeling some mugginess out there. We just can't shake free from it this time of year. It doesn't really happen. Once we get into September, usually we'll see a cold frontal tube or two that will then sweep away the humidity briefly. But now it's still in place for the foreseeable future. And that, of course, makes it feel a little hotter outside. So heat indices are around 100. But along the coastal plain where you have higher humidity, feels like it's 102 in Kennedy. Gonzales feels like 102 as well. Actual air temperatures tomorrow morning will start the day in the 70s. 75 in Pleasanton, 73 in Kerrville, New Braunfels 75. Then by the afternoon, it's more of the same. We just make it well into the 90s. So about 97 here in town. Cotulla, Laredo, Del Rio, even Eagle Pass, right near the 100-degree mark. And then we actually shave off a few degrees for the end of the work week and into the weekend. It's more of the same through Wednesday. Likely staying a little below 100. That's what we're anticipating. And then we get down into the mid-90s Thursday through the weekend. That's when our weather pattern shifts and we could have a few showers. By the way, today, tomorrow, even on into Wednesday are the CPS Energy peak demand days where we really stress our grid. So if possible, reduce your energy usage between 2 and 7 p.m. during the peak heating of the day when all the ACs are running. You look outside today, just a fair weather, patchy cumulus clouds here locally and quiet across the state. It's good to see some showers in New Mexico. They really need the moisture. They're getting some of the action there. The big picture shows the big blue H is back. And our whole weather team has been talking about this for several days now. The upper level high, it's there, it's pressing down on us. But it's not any unusual heat for this time of year. And again, we're expecting it to stay just below the 100-degree mark. However, that weather pattern shifts a bit and some rain chances come in by Thursday. Just some pop-up afternoon showers Thursday and into the weekend as well. What we're watching in the tropics, which could become a wild card by Sunday and Monday of next week, is it's just this little area of disturbed weather, just some thunderstorms, a cluster of storms in the eastern Caribbean that's likely to head westward, maybe develop into a tropical cyclone, possibly a tropical depression, possibly a tropical storm in the next 4 to 5 days. And then if it still kind of holds together and passes over the Yucatan Peninsula, there are some indications that it may emerge into the Gulf of Mexico by this weekend and into early next week. If that happens, of course, we could see some further development. But right now, we don't really have it in our forecast to actually see any impacts from a potential system that far out. It's too early to tell, but just one of those things we'll keep an eye on and, of course, update you accordingly. Tomorrow, 76 in the morning, 97 the high, southeasterly breeze, the usual at 5 to 10. And then notice this on Thursday, a few afternoon, highly isolated pop-up showers and storms, but that's going to be the case every afternoon, Thursday through the weekend. And again, we'll monitor the Gulf and the tropics for anything potentially as we get into next week.
All right. Thanks, Adam. Greg is here now, and so is a week that a lot of people are looking forward to. High school football.
I look forward to this every year because to me, it's the most exciting time in sports because you have the high school football games kicking off, then college, then pros, then the Spurs, baseball playoffs. You can't get any better or any busier when we come back. And what a game to kick it all off with. Number 1, Brennan against number 2, Reagan. It's a big game, and our big game coverage is Friday night. We're ready for that preview. And we'll also unveil our KSAT BTV Texas Sports Productions Game of the Week coming up. Oh, here we go. It is here. The first week of the 2021 Texas high school football season is upon us with big game coverage kicking off with a doozy of a big game. According to 12's Top 12, just released on Sunday, it's number 1 Brennan against number 2 Reagan in the battle of the top 20 teams in the state this Friday night. The Brennan Bears, coached by Stephen Basor, welcome back 14 starters, 8 on offense, 6 on defense, of a team that finished 10-2, 7-1 in district. One of the returning starters on offense is quarterback Ashton DeBose, who threw for over 2,000 yards for 29 touchdowns, another 12 touchdowns on the ground with 842 yards rushing. As a result, the Bears are the highest-ranked team in the San Antonio area in Class 6A in the state, number 17 according to Texas Football Magazine. But right behind them are number 19 overall are the Reagan Rattlers. Head coach Lyndon Hamilton has 14 starters back as well, with 7 each on offense and defense, off a team that went 9-2 last year and running the table in District 28 6A at 8-0. The Rattlers also have a dual threat at quarterback in Brenton Moore, who threw for over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, another 8 TDs, and 763 yards on the ground. But they also possess a strong running back in Carson Green, who turned up 1,200 yards rushing with 21 TDs. It all adds up to one heck of a season opener on Friday night.
very excited. It's my senior year. This is our last shot, and I feel like it's going to be a really good year. We have humble mindsets. We worked hard all summer, so I'm really excited to see what we can do.
We've been preparing for this since the end of last season. You know, game planning, doing all that. I think it's going to be a good game, like it is always.
Supposedly they're the #1 team in the city right now. We're #2. Top 2 teams, should be a great game. I'm honestly really excited.
Gets us experience, it gets our legs moving, gets the team going, allows us to kind of, you know, see where we're at and get ready for that district.
Yeah, kickoff between #1 ranked Brennan against #2 ranked Reagan on Friday night will be at 7 p.m. at Ferris Stadium. That's the new early start times for most of the games played in the city this year. Today also marks the start of our new partnership with Texas Sports Productions that not only will be providing you with content for our website, biggamecoverage.com, and the BGC app, including live games each and every weekend, but also live coverage on our KSAT TSP Game of the Week on MeTV. That's our digital .2 over-the-air broadcast. The first game of the week will feature the Madison Mavericks against the Clemens Buffaloes live from Lindhoff Stadium this Thursday night. The Mavericks are returning 16 starters, 8 each on offense and defense for head coach Blaine Peterson, of a team that made it into the playoffs after going 5-3 in that very difficult district, 28-6A. While they'll be starting a new quarterback, they do welcome a pair of talented running backs in Keyshawn Rogers and Miguel Becker, who combined for over 1,200 yards on the ground, 10 touchdowns for the Clemens Buffaloes. Head coach Jared Johnson has 11 starters returning, mainly on defense, with 8 off a team that did not make the playoffs last year. Ben Pruski will take over quarterback for the Buffs this year on a team that will rely heavily on the experience on the defensive side of the ball, led by 3-year starter defensive back Bryce Taylor, who had 60 tackles and an interception, and Miles Curry, who had 40 tackles to go along with his 3 interceptions. Kickoff is this Thursday night at 7 p.m. live on MeTV.
Really excited. It's our first game week. It's like been building up this whole summer, working all off season, and finally get to show what we can do this season.
It's going to be a good matchup for us. We've been working, they've been working. I guess we'll both get to see our skill set there.
I know we've all been working hard. We've had good numbers this year, so in the summer, better than we've had in the past years. So I think we're ready.
They're a solid team every year, so we come with the attitude that they're going to come with everything they got, and we just got to be ready for anything they throw at us.
All right, 2 big games to throw right at you out of the gate. And tonight on the Night Beat, we'll reveal the MeTV live Game of the Week schedule.
All right. You got plenty to do in the coming days.
We have a few days.
Thanks, Greg.
Sure.
Our KSAT Q&A focused on the legal battles over masks in schools. Up next. Mask requirements in schools and during this Delta variant surge. It is a hot topic right now, and it is the subject of lawsuits filed across the state, especially right here in San Antonio. There's rulings day after day. It's confusing to follow, and there has been a lot that's happened in the last couple of days. So to provide some clarity on that, we have Al Kaufman, professor of law at St. Mary's University, to walk us through this complicated legal process. Al, thanks for being here, first of all. And I'd like to start with what stands right now. We know that the Texas Supreme Court ruled that Bexar County, this was on a technicality, I know, but Bexar County and the city of San Antonio can continue to require masks. Explain that temporary injunction.
Well, the latest thing is that the Court of Appeals here, the Fourth Court of Appeals, instituted a temporary injunction, which said that the state cannot enforce the governor's executive order. And the governor's executive order was going to prevent school districts and cities from having mask ordinances or vaccination requirements. But for the time being, that order is not in effect. School districts can, if they're under other orders to do so, require masks. And the school district San Antonio, I think, is going to have a requirement that their employees be vaccinated. And those rules are now in effect. Now, the state will continue to challenge those and might eventually be successful. The Supreme Court hasn't really ruled on it in detail. But for now, I think parents can feel comfortable that the rule is that, at least in Bexar County, if you go to a school district and your child's over 2, they have to wear a mask.
So if excuse me there, Al, if the Texas Supreme Court eventually rules on the state's challenge and would side alongside the governor or the state, would that be the ultimate say there?
That would probably be the end of the fight. There is a federal lawsuit brought by parents of children with disabilities saying that the state rule also violates their rights. So that could still be successful no matter what the Texas Supreme Court does. But that would end the basic state issues. Right now, the courts basically are saying that the governor went beyond his authority under the law when he issued this broad ruling saying that cities and school districts and others could not have mask ordinances.
And you have worked with a local school district. You have sued the state in doing some of that work. Explain some of the challenges there in trying to represent a school district against the state.
Well, of course, it's difficult to bite the hand that feeds you. And for school districts, in the school finance case we represented Edgewood and other school districts. We sued the state successfully, showing that the state school finance system violated the state constitution. So that certainly is allowable. It happens often. School districts can sue the state can sue school districts, the state can sue school superintendents. So that's accepted. These special issues here are, of course, because of the literal deadly virus out there and the fact that people are dying so rapidly and the infection rates are increasing so rapidly makes it all much more important and timely, and indeed a very, very strong issue. So I think the Supreme Court knows or will eventually rule on this and will say that the governor either was within his authority or was not. So far, they have not done that. But the lower courts, the district courts and the courts of appeals in San Antonio and in Austin and Dallas and Harris County have all said that the governor went beyond his authority under the law.
So we're talking again about the governor's executive order saying that schools cannot require masks. And we have heard from the Texas Attorney General in suing some schools that are doing so. He was saying that schools cannot be above the law. So is a governor's executive order the same thing as a law?
Well, basically it is. Yes, it's hard for some people to put their heads around that. But there's a state law which gives the governor authority to issue executive orders in cases of real emergency. And I went back and read the law recently just so I could understand it better. I think it was mainly aimed at fighting hurricanes and fires, and generally things the governor could do to improve the health and safety of people in the state. Now, the question is going to be whether the governor's order is sort of reversing that. The governor's order is saying that cities and counties and others could not have ordinances or rules requiring people to have masks, whether that's within that law or not. So again, the legislature has given the governor authority to issue rules and regulations that have the power of law. But there's still the question on whether the governor's orders in this case are consistent with the law. And that's the point that eventually the Texas Supreme Court is probably going to have to clarify.
You know, something I've wondered as we're watching all of this unfold, we've got school districts creating their own rules despite the governor's order, the state suing those districts, even the threat of law or action, legal action coming from the federal level over this governor's executive order. Is there any sort of legal precedent for this? Have we seen anything similar play out in the past?
I don't think I've seen one this confusing that happened so quickly. I mean, there certainly have been struggles in the desegregation efforts many years ago. The state had laws saying that you couldn't desegregate, but some school districts wanted to. The state would stop them. And then the federal government would sue the states to remove those rules. So it's not unheard of for there to be this sort of challenges, but never, I don't think, this quickly with so much time pressure and indeed where the enemy, which is the virus, was so clear.
Another way we could use that word unprecedented that we have heard so much over the last 18 months. Al Kaufman, professor of law at St. Mary's University, thanks so much for sharing some time with us.
Well, thanks for inviting me. I enjoy visiting with these things with the public. Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. As of today, the largest school district in San Antonio, Northside ISD, is back in session for the new school year. Northside is one of a handful of districts that adopted a temporary mask mandate last week as COVID-19 cases rise in the city. Sarah Acosta spoke with elementary school parents and students about how they feel to be fully back in person.
He was about to be staying home because of this, but I think we're pretty good.
Christine Stock says she was about to keep her little one starting kindergarten home, but once Northside ISD mandated masks last week to start the school year, it made her feel better about sending her son River into the classroom.
The little ones can't get vaccinated, and what do we do if they can't, you know?
Broccoli Elementary School had about 80% of its students back for in-person learning by the end of last school year. This year, Broccoli, along with all Northside schools, will be doing all in-person learning. One of those students coming back is fourth grader Landon Dearson. He spent a year and a half at home for virtual learning.
Being in virtual, you don't get to see your friends at recess or like talk to them. But in person, you can go see your friends at recess and talk to them.
Landon's dad said it was a tough decision, but necessary.
He wanted to go back to school, and we talked it over with Mom. And the school's, doing the whole vaccination thing. We're vaccinated, so we wanted to see. Plus, give him the opportunity to, like he said, see his friends, because he was shut in pretty a lot of the year.
For the nervous students or parents returning back on campus, Broccoli Elementary School principal wanted to make sure all students felt comfortable as soon as they got off the car with Mickey and Minnie Mouse greeting them from the front of the school.
From the time that they exit their car when they get here, they're excited, they feel the magic. We're able to do so much with the magic theme and hope that we can instill some magic in them.
And of course, Mickey and Minnie have been a hit here at Broccoli Elementary School, taking away any first day jitters. I'm Sarah Acosta, KSAT 12 News.
Mickey and Minnie can do that. Let's take a look outside with live cam. Pretty picture out there, 94 degrees. We have seemed to have rain chances every week for the last couple of weeks. So we're going to get lucky again, Adam.
Some folks will, I think, later this week, but that's not until Thursday. Up until that point, it's going to be more of the same. This evening, close to average, 95 right now. By 10 o'clock, mid-80s, still near 80 degrees at midnight. So if you go out for your walk or your run or your bike ride, closer to sunset and thereafter, still warm, but also humid as well, but nothing out of the ordinary for this time of year. We'll talk about the return of the rain chances and a little update on the tropics coming right up.
In the buzz today, we're still in summer weather-wise and calendar-wise, but that never stopped Starbucks before from rolling out its fall menu, so here it is. PSL lovers, the fall menu is back as of tomorrow, one day earlier than last year. It's not like Starbucks is the only company getting a jump start on debuting fall lineups. Dunkin' Donuts brought out its pumpkin drinks last Wednesday. Dunkin' now officially. Also making a return Tuesday at Starbucks is the pumpkin cream cold brew, pumpkin scone, and pumpkin cream cheese muffin. Starbucks has sold more than 500 million pumpkin spice lattes since introducing that drink back in 2003. NASA has shown us a lot of pictures of Mars, but nothing quite like this, a panoramic view of the red planet. NASA says its Curiosity rover took 129 individual images while it traveled up the side of Mars Mount Sharp. It shows a 360-degree view of part of the red planet's Gale crater, including Rafael Navarro Mountain, that was named in honor of a late NASA scientist. NASA says the panorama reveals an ancient environment that has dried up over time. They believe the rocks will tell them how this once wet planet changed into this rocky, dry land that it is today. One of the most popular sandwiches in the country was not born here, but it might have grown up here. Today is National Cuban Sandwich Day. It's made with ham, roast pork, Swiss cheese, pickles, mustard on Cuban bread. Doesn't just bring the flavor, it has history too, combining traditions from Cuban, German, and Italian immigrants. According to National Day calendar, National Cuban Sandwich Day was created by a writer for the Tampa Bay Times. He selected August 23rd because the only food that had claimed that day was National Sponge Cake Day, and he thought no one would care about that. Including our very own Adam Caskey.
I mean, they're great sandwiches, but do they deserve a day?
Well, technically, they're sharing with National Sponge Cake Day.
Well, there's like a million things every day. That's the thing, according to that guy in the basement in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan who comes up with this stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm so glad you're back. I've missed this.
Here we are.
Did we even talk about national days while you were gone? I think we save it. Just
to annoy me. I like it. Oh, it's so good to be back to normal. Love it. All right, yes, here we go. Some weather headlines. Upper 90s through Wednesday. Then we'll trim off a few degrees as we see some pop-up showers in the forecast. That starts on Thursday. Don't get your hopes too high because coverage should be limited. And then we'll be watching the tropics as well. We'll be keeping an eye on a system in particular that we'll watch as we head into the weekend and even early next week. Okay, let's get right to it. Talk about the heat. Look at temperatures out there. The state, not so bad. I mean, mostly just 90s, and that's normal for this time of year. We're not talking widespread triple digits. Del Rio, Laredo, really the exceptions across the state at 100 degrees. You look at Rock Springs, 88, Kerrville, 92, 90 in Fredericksburg. Meanwhile, 97 Carrizo Springs, and here in San Antonio, 95. Of course, we've got the mugginess out there. Dew points, 60s to low 70s. So it's noticeable. It's not oppressive, but it's noticeable. And that makes it feel a little bit warmer than the actual air temperature. So when you factor in the humidity, it feels like 98 here in San Antonio. Del Rio feels like 103, feels like 101 Pleasanton and Kennedy. And these are going to be very similar heat indices going forward the rest of this week, just a little above 100 at times as we get into the afternoons. If you look at the high temperatures, we're thinking we'll stay a little below 100. So Tuesday, tomorrow, 97, 98 on Wednesday, and then we trim off a few degrees Thursday into the upcoming weekend. Between 94 and 96 for high temperatures then, which is close to average for this time of year. And that's with a bit of a shift in our weather pattern. And a quiet weather pattern right now. We've got the big blue H overhead, upper level high. Remember, that pushes down on us, and that's one reason why it warms us up a little bit. So that's why we refer to it as the heat high. But that's the only reason why we really warm up from it. Otherwise, this is going to slowly break down in the days ahead. Still more of the same the next couple of days, but this will break down by Thursday and into the weekend, and that's going to open the door for some isolated rain chances. We're not looking at much, but 20 to 30% here chance Thursday on into the upcoming weekend and even early next week. Now, early next week, there is a wild card, and we are watching for the potential of a tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico. Right now, it's too early to tell, but there are some indications that we may see this area of disturbed weather, just cluster of thunderstorms, which is currently in the Caribbean, that slowly traveling westward, and then maybe by Sunday or so, it could emerge into the Gulf of Mexico. If it does so, of course, anything can happen, but it's too early to tell if we would have any impacts around here. That's if it even makes it into the Gulf of Mexico. But right now, low end odds of it turning into a tropical cyclone as it travels through the Caribbean. We'll keep an eye on it, and we'll update you accordingly, of course, as we watch that system as the weekend approaches and into next week. And it may affect our rain chances. It may not. As for tomorrow, no shot of rain. We're looking at a lot of sunshine. 76 at sunrise. 97 for the high temperature. We'll hit that around 4 or 5 p.m. and a southeasterly breeze at 5 to 10. We'll have some fair weather, patchy clouds, and that's about it. Cotulla near 100 along with Del Rio. Uvalde about 96 tomorrow afternoon. Converse 98. It's Lake Hills 97, Timberwood Park a high of 96. Those isolated rain chances starting Thursday afternoon. Just those random pop-up afternoon showers for just a few hours every afternoon for the end of the week through the upcoming weekend. But Myra, right now, we're not looking at anything widespread.
All right. Thank you, Adam. In case you missed it, coming up next. Here's today's In Case You Missed It.
We are still working to learn the name of a woman who was killed in a crash overnight. San Antonio police tell us that they believe she was speeding when she crashed into a building around 3 this morning. Her car slammed into the loading dock of Mission City Containers on South Laredo Street near South Brazos. She had to be cut through the front windshield. Despite life-saving efforts, she died at the scene. The Bexar County Medical Examiner has identified a man who was killed in a rollover crash last week as 20-year-old Ivan J. Sanford Jr. He crashed on Benton City Road in Von Army on Thursday night. Bexar County Sheriff's deputies say after the crash, Sanford's vehicle went up in flames. No other vehicles were involved and no other injuries were reported.
As the Delta variant rages, the FDA granting full approval of the Pfizer COVID vaccine for those 16 and older, making it the first to be fully licensed in the U.S.
This is a pivotal moment for our country in the fight against the pandemic.
A new warning from top U.S. health officials prompting this tweet from the FDA, urging people not to use ivermectin, typically given to animals to treat heartworms.
Ivermectin is not a recommended treatment for COVID-19. It is not a recommended drug to prevent COVID-19.
It was a big day for students in Bexar County's largest school district, Northside ISD, having its first day of school today. It's one of a handful of districts requiring students and staff to wear a mask, at least temporarily. Some parents are telling us it's a decision that made them feel better about the new school year.
Quick look at the latest drought monitor. We're still in good shape here in Texas. It's the Northland closer to the Canadian border and, of course, the Rocky Mountains and western United States. Here in Texas, 1% of the state in drought. That's down near Big Bend National Park. Around here, so far, so good still. However, it's always nice to get a few showers. Nothing expected tomorrow. A sunny day, 97 the high temperature. Tomorrow and Wednesday are more CPS Energy peak demand days where we really stress our energy grid during the afternoon. So 2 to 7 p.m. Try to reduce your usage if you can. It's a good excuse to barbecue, grill, and cook outside. A few isolated pop-up afternoon showers starting Thursday.
Or not to do laundry. I've used that one before. That's all our time. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight at 10 on The Night Feed.